This is the GRE vocabulary learning video. Here are almost 70 GRE words for understanding and practicing. Equivalent. Equal in value or meaning. Equivalent equal sign. His work is equivalent to hers in both effort and quality. Mundane. Lacking interest or excitement. Dull. Mundane equal sign. The task of sorting paperwork is mundane but necessary. Bland, lacking strong features or characteristics. Bland equals sign. The soup was too bland, it needed more seasoning. Garrulous, excessively talkative, especially on trivial matters. The garrulous man kept talking about his day even after everyone stopped listening. Reclusive, avoiding the company of others, solitary. She became reclusive after moving to the countryside, rarely leaving her home. Lax, not strict or severe, careless. The security at the building was lax, making it easy for intruders. Servile, showing an excessive willingness to serve or please others. The servant was servile, always bowing and scraping before his master. Analogous, comparable in certain respects. The structure of an atom is analogous to a solar system. Dreary, dull, bleak, and lifeless. The sky was dreary and gray, setting a somber mood for the day. Weak, lacking physical strength or vigor. After recovering from the illness, she still felt weak and tired. Voluble. Speaking or spoken incessantly and fluently. The voluble host kept the conversation going throughout the evening. Uncongenial. Not friendly or pleasant to be with. The atmosphere at the party was uncongenial, so we left early. Heedless. Showing a reckless lack of care or attention. He was heedless of the warning signs and continued down the dangerous path. Ingratiating, intending to gain approval or favor. His ingratiating smile was meant to win over the crowd. Parallel. Extending in the same direction, equidistant at all points. The two roads run parallel to each other for miles. Tedious. Too long, slow, or dull. Filing all the documents was a tedious task. Vapid. Offering nothing that is stimulating or challenging. The conversation was vapid and quickly lost everyone's attention. Verbose, using more words than necessary. The report was so verbose that it became difficult to follow. Cynical, believing that people are motivated purely by self-interest. He had a cynical view of politicians, assuming they were all corrupt. Slack, not taut or firm. The rope was slack, so it couldn't hold the weight properly. Unctuous, excessively flattering or ingratiating. His unctuous compliments made everyone uncomfortable. Kindred, related in thought or character. They felt like kindred spirits, sharing the same passions. Monotonous, dull, repetitive, and lacking in variety. The teacher's monotonous tone made it hard to stay awake. Commonplace, not unusual, ordinary. Seeing deer in the park has become a commonplace event. Profuse, plentiful, abundant. He offered profuse thanks for all the help he'd received. Skeptical, not easily convinced, having doubts. She was skeptical of the new diet fad and did her own research. Slapdash, done too hurriedly and carelessly. His slapdash work led to many errors in the report. Sycophantic, behaving in an obsequious way to gain advantage. The sycophantic assistant always agreed with the boss, hoping for a promotion. Correlative, having a mutual relationship or connection. There is a correlative increase in pollution when the factory's output rises. Banal, so lacking in originality as to be obvious and boring. The movie's plot was banal and predictable. prosaic, commonplace, or dull. Her writing style was prosaic, lacking any flair or creativity. Trite, overused and lacking originality. His speech was filled with trite phrases that everyone had heard before. Effusive, expressing feelings of gratitude or pleasure in an unrestrained manner. Her effusive praise made him blush. Narrow-minded, not willing to listen to others' opinions. The narrow-minded official refused to consider any new ideas. Barratrous, involving or characteristic of litigation or disputes. His Barratrous nature led to frequent legal battles. Submissive, ready to conform to the authority or will of others. The dog was submissive, always obeying its owner's commands. Cognate, related or connected. The words night and noche are cognate terms in English and Spanish. Quotidian, occurring daily, mundane. Her quotidian routine involved the same tasks every day. Hackneyed, lacking significance due to overuse. The hackneyed expression lost its meaning after being repeated so many times. Inadvertent, not resulting from deliberate planning. He inadvertently left his phone at the restaurant. Bootlicking, behaving in an excessively obedient way. His bootlicking behavior towards the boss irritated his colleagues. Workaday, relating to ordinary everyday life. She wanted an escape from her workaday existence. Pedestrian, lacking inspiration or excitement. The artist's latest work was pedestrian, lacking any real creativity. Vanilla, lacking in special features or qualities, ordinary. The presentation was vanilla, offering nothing new or exciting. Placate, to make someone less angry or hostile. He tried to placate his friend by offering an apology. Proclivity, a tendency to choose or do something regularly. She has a proclivity for solving problems quickly. Puerile, childishly silly and immature. His puerile jokes didn't amuse the audience. Quixotic, extremely idealistic and unrealistic. His quixotic quest to save the world made him a hero in his own eyes. Spendthrift, a person who spends money in an extravagant way. He was a spendthrift, always buying things he didn't need. Taciturn, reserved or uncommunicative in speech. The taciturn man spoke only when absolutely necessary. Wary, cautious about possible dangers or problems. She was wary of strangers and kept her distance. Pacified, to calm or soothe. The mother tried to pacify her crying baby. Inclination, a person's natural tendency or urge to act. She has an inclination towards creative projects.